All right, so the ample graph, right? So that means supply reserves, demand reserves, quantity reserves. All right, so one term they could use for interest rate is the policy rate. Another term they could use is the discount rate. Then they could use interest on reserves. Right. Now, a term that takes the discount and the interest rate together is the fourth term they could use, which is administrative.
Is it administered or?
No, you're right, it's administered. I said do that all the time. Administered interest rates. And if they really wanted to get funky, which they can, they could also say federal funds rate. All of these generally move in the same direction. So if one goes up, they all go up. If one goes down, they all go down.
So they're all like the same thing, basically?
Yeah. I mean, the discount rate is up here. The interest on reserves is down here. However, if the Fed moves that up, the discount rate usually follows. Okay. All right. Any other terms? Yes. Okay. First of all, you know the shifters of MS. It's rod. So what are they?
Reserve requirement, discount rate, and then fund rate.
Right. Open market operations, buy, boom, sell, suck.
Wait, which one was that for? MS.
Shifters of MS. So it's rod, reserve requirement, open market operations, buy, boom, sell, suck, D, discount rate. Now, money demanded is, do I need more or less money in my pocket? That comes a lot with price levels. All right. So what I mean by that is they do something that gets AD to go up or down, and then they ask you what the nominal interest rate is. Well, if price levels go up, that means the demand for money increases. And I'll just use this one here because I drew it. Demand for money increases. All right, nominal interest rates go up.
Wait, so what does MD then?
Money demand.
No, but like.
Oh, do you need more or less money in your pocket?
So that's basically like the shifter,
Yes.
I guess. Yeah, but don't you always want more money?
No, if price levels go down, you need less money in your pocket because things are cheaper.
Oh.
So demand line down, line is down.
Yeah, because even in the other, like for the limited, right, demand down, nominal interest down.
Number 5 asking the grass.
Yeah, and that ample means like here, we have more supply of money that if the Fed puts money in or out, it's not going to change anything, right? Because the interest rates would stay the same. We're limited. We don't have that much. So when the Fed puts money in or takes it out, it changes the interest rates. Max?
Real interest is up, then there's nominal interest also up.
No. Because nominal equals real plus inflation. So you got it.
By says the 3 shifters of global funds, supply and demand. Do you mean the supply and demand of like a industry graph or just
Other.
be a little
No, the shifters of loanable funds. So supply,
okay, that's
savings,
savers
And-
and lenders, right?
right? Anything to do with savings and lending. And then for demand
Borrowing and
and investing.
Can we do this? Oh yeah, the shifters of the Phillips curve is SRAS. No, sorry.
Now, you're right. You shift opposite SRAS, you slide opposite AD.
Shift opposite. And then
Slide opposite AD.
what do you mean by that?
What?
What does that mean?
All right. So here's my Phillips curve, right? I'm here, Jack A. Say government spends, aggregate demand shifts which way?
Right.
So I slide my Phillips curve to over here. Okay,
So, what are the shifters of LRS?
LRAS,
Yeah.
change in quantity or quality of resources.
Oh, so just the,
Yeah.
the PBC kind of.
Yeah. Change in MS to central bank buying 1,000. This one, okay. So if I have $1,000 bond, what did I say the reserve requirement was? I 0.1. So Evan, what's the money multiplier? 1 over the reserve requirement. 1 over 0.1 is 10, right? All right. How much do I have to put of this in required reserves? Huh? This $1,000 bond, how much goes into required reserves? 0. Because it's the Fed bond. Okay, so the required reserves here is 0, and then I take 1,000 times 10, and the money supply or the loans can increase by 10,000. This one, I have to take 100 out. Then it would be 9,000, right?
So if it's not, if it's like just like a person, it's not central bank, and it's no the requirements.
Right.
And you get 100,
What?
and you get 100,
For what?
just say there'd be 100 of it.
Oh, here? You put in 1,000, Max, how much does the bank have to keep in required reserve? 10%, right? 0.1.
Okay.
So that would be 100. And then you could 900 in excess. Okay. All right. Let's see what we have up next. We graphed that, right? I graphed that up there for you. All right. All right. Give you a minute to do this. All right. These are really hard problems. So try to think your way through it. I put these in your paper.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
It's just like.
And that paper is, yeah, so you need some numbers, right? Is this signing paper passed around?
Yeah.
Everyone sign it?
I haven't signed up mine.
So negative interest rate, you're taking money out of it.
No, it's real. So what it's saying, okay, you good?
Yeah, I'm confused about that too.
We'll talk through in a minute, okay? I just want everyone to think about it. Is it good, Jake? All right. You good? All right. Jake, in this problem, if I keep cash in my pocket, how much value does that cash lose? All right, so if I keep it in my pocket, the cash pocket, I'm out 10%, right?
10% that you would have made if it wasn't in your pocket.
Well, no, 10% because it's inflation, so now it buys 10% less than it used to.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay? Do you have a question on?
Yeah.
Go.
Would it lose 10% then?
Okay, that's where we're going. Now, what is the formula with real interest and inflation? It's nominal equals real plus inflation. So the inflation is 10, the real is -5. So Ross, the nominal is 5. So Alicio, if I put the money in the bank, I'm getting 5% interest. But how much am I losing due to inflation? 5. So if I put the money in the bank, I'm losing 5%. Okay. That being,
I got a quick question.
go.
Is that nominal equals real plus inflation? That's the same as like the nominal interest in the very first page, right?
Yeah. All right, now the way we broke it down, can you look and see, can you figure out an answer?
Why is the bank's -5 then? It says -5 plus 10, so it might be 5 after the 5.
No, because I'm getting 5% interest from the bank, right? But inflation is 10. So I'm losing 5. That's why real is -5. That's how much I'm losing. Okay? All right. That's go. D. Okay, so it seems like a confusing problem, but I think if you break it down, you have a better chance of getting it right. Jake.
I don't understand where you got the nominal from, like, how is that nominal a positive factor?
The equation is nominal equals real plus inflation.
Oh, you just saw.
I just plugged it in. Okay? And by the way, in a way, you didn't even have to do that. You could have said, if the cash stays in my pocket, I lose 10%. If it goes in the bank, I lose 5, because that's what real is saying. My purchasing power is down 5, right? So the bank account, because the loss is less. All right. Everyone good? All right, next up. Assume a country's banking system has limited reserves. All right, if I see limited reserves, I don't know what we're going to need it, but this is the graph that's limited reserves. So I'm going to think, all right, let's see, just in case. All right, I'll give you guys a minute. Go.
Is the on the limited reserve graph, is the side that's going up and down, is that a nominal interest rate?
Yeah, nominal and quantity of money. Sorry for being sloppy. Okay. All right, Ross, if the country's banking system, if the central bank buys bonds, what do I do there?
Money supply would increase.
Okay, so the answer is,
But they're not money out.
okay, great. You're the bank, I'm the Fed. You have $1,000 bond, you sold it to me, right? I gave you $1,000. What happened to money supply? Oh, yes, it did. You had a bond, you didn't have money. It increased. Now, it's only going to increase by 1,000 because the banks aren't lending it out, but it's still increasing.
What would it be for net?
That would be you putting $1,000 into the bank. Yeah.
But if they're not allowed to loan it out, then what's the point? How money supply?
Saving money.
Yeah, they still have an increase in money supply. They're not just giving it out.
Okay.
And by the way, I don't know that we get to it in your class, Well, in that chart, one of the things they asked in that T balance was what to prevent money supply to the maximum, banks not loaning it out. So it just wouldn't be max. Okay. All right. There's the graph. I put it on the board. All right. Assume a country's banking system has limited reserves. If the reserve requirement is 10% and the central bank sells 10,000 in government bonds on the open market, the money supply will. Give you a minute.
Is the central bank basically the same thing as the Fed?
The only difference is this year, if you see the Fed, it's ample reserves.
Okay.
Okay.
I got you there.
Okay, let me ask you first, Spiro, is the money supply going to increase or decrease?
Increase.
Still stop.
They would decrease though.
It's going to decrease. All right, so that gets A and B out. All right, sell some. All right, now how much is it going to decrease?
Well, oh, well, I don't know now.
It would be the same amount. Yeah, so you're gonna take the 10,000 and the money multiplier is 1 over RR, 1 over 0.1, 10,000 times 10, 100,000. Yes,
I thought it was the excess from the Fed.
huh?
I thought it was like 9,000 times.
No, you don't take out for the Fed.
Where's-
Central bank, same thing.
I have this-
Buying and selling bonds, nothing comes out, no reserve requirement.
On a test, will it ever say decrease by 100,000 instead of a maximum 100,000?
I think they say maximum just because. They might say 100,000 if they said the bank holds no excess reserves and everyone borrows.
Use the multiplier because it's not a specific bank, right? It's just a multiplier in general.
Yes. All right. Let's sneak at least one more in here. It's better the way it's written in your paper, right? Okay.
It's not.
Oh, so you could read it here and then is your answers cut off too?
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta fix that.
Yeah,
Mr. President.
it's just hard to copy and paste. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
God bless you.
Evan, where should my LRAS be? Okay, so I have a recessionary gap, right? Okay, so I'm starting there. Evan Murphy.
Yes.
If the central bank lowers interest rates, what's gonna happen to investment?
It's gonna increase.
If investment increases, what happens to aggregate demand? Okay, so we shifted right. Like you said, perfectly done. If aggregate demand shifts right, Chris, what happens to real income? What happens to cyclical unemployment? All right, so cyclical unemployment decreases, right? Remember, real GDP, employment, and income all going the same. So employment increases, cyclical unemployment decreases. So A is gone, B is gone, C is gone, D is gone, E's the only one. So you didn't really even have to know real income will increase. Damien.
Why do you- I thought it's the full big constant, whatever,
No, LRAS is frictional and structural, which makes up full employment. Any other questions? Okay, I want to hold to like 3:15 at the latest. It's 3:15. Thank you very much for coming. We'll have a session tomorrow. To what?